Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at Gpro, Aapl, Bidu, and Twlo. We're going to look at the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We're going to use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So we talked about Gpro, I believe, a couple days ago, and we're talking about it had the nice 618 retrace. We went into this, well, actually that's just the highs, so that's here actually, into the 618 retrace, and now we're going to put this pivot in here. So if you are, we talked about this bearish pattern, and if we got below the 20 MA, then closed down in here, and then closed again, this thing could possibly go into this this cross right here. This is a 618 coming down, so this is a great area of support around 1313. If this thing cracks below here, I mean we're at 1388, this is going to be on to the downside if this does not hold. You have good support coming from this pivot as well. So if this does not hold, you better look out below. This thing will be coming in fast and furious. We did have a nice retrace. You know, it comes in, it's chopping around. This is a bearish pattern, chopping around, starts making lower highs, gets above that. Oh, we did have that. I think I made the video at home, so bear with me on this one. I think we had a lower trend line in here too. Yeah, so that was the other reason too. So if it gets down in the $13 area or so, that should be a good bounce area. If that does not hold up, look out. This thing will be heading down a little bit further. You do have some pivots. You have a gap fill around 11.55 and then ultimately 10 bucks, 10.33 in this area. That should get a bounce as well. But now you're looking at how it reacts once it comes into the 13 to 13.13 area. And if this does not hold, we are going down, period. Weekly chart. Weekly chart came right back up. This was another reason why we had a big resistance. We came into the 50 MA, 50 MA, 50 MA, and it just can't get above that. You look back, you have this big breakdown bar right here. Even if it gets above that area, you still have this big breakdown bar from 1638, which pretty much went right into it up in here. It's pulling back. But as long as it stays above this 20 MA, it's still okay. I don't like this one. It's just a bottom feeding play. And if this thing consolidates and never gets above the 50, we are definitely going back down to 1185. And I think we're going to 10. You know, that until we get above this 50 MA here, and until we get above the 20 MA here, and we'll see how it reacts if it comes down. But right now we have confirmation under the 20 MA, not good. This better hold. Monthly chart is worse. I mean, this is down sideways, inside bar, huge bearish, inside bar bearish. Until we get above this, I think I said this in the video, around the $20 area, this thing is just bearish. I mean, we could go down, gosh, I don't even know what I have down in here. Nothing really. That's just nothing. But let me put that back. Yeah, that's just ugly, guys. I mean, if you get a bounce, you get anything out of this thing, just take the profit. You might get a push up on a squeeze or something, on some news, an upgrade. But other than that, just stay away. There's thousands of stocks to trade. Why the heck would you pick this? Like the VRX. Why would you trade the VRX when Ackman's in it? It's like Chipotle now. Stay away from Chipotle, because they're going to be fighting, and that Icon will come in and probably short it or something and say they're killing people. You know, just crap like that. All right, enough. Apple. Let's look at the daily. So they had their big event. I think they had added a pink phone. They made them smaller. They made them curved. They made them waterproof. You know what? It's sad to say when Jobs died, that company died with it, unfortunately. I mean, it's barely holding on to the 20 moving average. They popped it above because the technicians and the yelling, you know, you got to keep Apple up because, you know, Apple's, you know, a year ago, 2 years ago, it used to save the Apple up, the whole market's up. So they got to keep saving it because it's Apple. It has to stay up. They had good news. They're making a smaller product. It's pretty sad. But ultimately, if this thing doesn't hang on here, we have a nice big gap to fill here. And then also you have your high pivots up in this area. Let's just draw one there. Let's take this one out there. Let's do a fib as well from this low to this high. All right, so you have the fibs. It's trying to recapture the 20. Actually, it's in a bullish stance, but let's put this in here too now. Let's go back. Is there anything else? Okay, we had that big trend line. We got above there. So let's start this one here now. So let's see if we could get above that. Let's see if we can recapture this. We need to close above this high to confirm above the 20 MA. Then I think we could possibly go to the 110 area. But after 110, I'll show you on the weekly, you just have some big resistance, 112, 110 right in this area. You got the breakdown bar. You have the retrace, which is big resistance, and then another breakdown. So you need weeks of consolidation before this thing pops up through here. Now you have some news. They really didn't do too much with their little announcement deal today. It's just not the same. I'm an Apple guy too. Not so much the stock. I don't care. I'll trade it short or long. But I have Apple computers. I got the laptop. I got the iPads for my kids. I don't have the phone, but my wife does. And, you know, it's all good. I'm an Apple guy. But when Steve Jobs died, gosh, it's just sad. So, again, bullish. We're above the MAs, chopping around. They need to stay above this line. We did get above it here. We closed on it on 2 weeks ago. We got above it. Needs to stay above this area to keep this thing rolling, in my opinion. We actually need to get above that 110 area. If it gets above that, I think we're going into this, into the 112, 113. But this is going to be the test for this one. If the markets start moving up, then this could possibly move higher. If you're a bear, you're just looking at to get under these moving averages, then we'll go down right down to this this low trend line or upsloping trend line. 95.27 is the 750 retrace. So you have some support down in here, but that's what you're looking for. Bearish, bullish, you're looking to recapture this. Monthly chart. Monthly chart, you know what though? Inside bar, bearish pattern, needs to get above the 20 MA, which is right around that 112 area, and it needs to get above this high of this inside bar bearish pattern. So far, so good. This pattern plays out, coming right back to 94, and I think we could go to 85 and possibly a little bit lower. I've been telling people a long time, around 75 bucks for this, and if it really starts rumbling, we could actually get to 54 bucks down in here. But that's if the markets are selling and everything's bombing. That's a far-fetched one, but you never know in light volume conditions like this. Let's look at Bidu. Bidu had a nice trend line. We talked about this yesterday on the daily. We did go right into it yesterday, and this was some interesting action here. You know, this is a pretty good trend line. The symmetry isn't the best, but right here you got some nice symmetry right here. Boom, boom, boom. If you measure that out, it's pretty much on the money. And today, epic. We got one, two, three, 4 big days up. This one, everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's going. The problem is everyone's waiting around $200 to short this thing. And the market makers will see that, and you know what? They'll just stop it short, and then that will be it. And then they'll leave everybody going, oh man, it didn't make it to 200. But if it does, you know what? That's fine too. But right now we have a great topping tail. It's not at the tops, of course, you know, at the top of the market, but I will take that one. And look at this. It did not confirm. Well, we closed on top. Now we're above it. Now we need to close above this to confirm above that line, and I don't think it's going to happen. And it even closed below the 750 retrace too. We have a strong market. I think it could go up if the markets start to sell, the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, etc. This thing will be traveling south. Weekly, same thing. Look at that. Right into it on the weekly as well. Man, pretty crazy stuff. And look at that. I mean, here's your chart. Here's your trend line. Right into it. That's where it stopped. And this thing was ripping. So we'll see if it could get above that. If it can on a weekly close, but then we got to wait for confirmation above this area to see where it closes the following week to see if it confirms. Then we could definitely go to 201.36. If you're bearish, you're looking for this to come down, close below the 618 and these pivots here. If it closes below that low pivot there in this trend line, you're looking for some more downside action. Recapture the 20 and the 50 and the 20, then I think we could possibly go right back down to 155, 160. Again, if the SPY and everything starts to dump, this will definitely come back into here, double bottom. Monthly chart, same thing, right in that trend line. They pierced the 20 MA. It's trying, you know what? Next thing you know, they got to upgrade this thing or give us some news to possibly get it higher. But right now, there's a brick wall right here. Usually extends with the monthly chart. Let's see if we can close below this 20 MA, or does it stay above it, or does it even get above this trend line and close here on a monthly basis? We'll know in a couple more weeks. But that's Bidu. Not bad. This is where you wanted to add some up in here. We have just a short-term trade on this one. Let's see. I love what we saw today. I'm thinking we'll get some lower prices. We'll take a little bit of coin off the table and be done with this one. And then Twilio. It's a new issue. I don't like it. You know, I went up against the guy on StockTwits, and he ended up blocking me, calling me, stock rookie, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? I told him, I said, you know what? We're retracing right into this breakdown bar, 618. You know, it has a great chance of pulling back. You know, if it is coming up, you take the profits up in here, because now look, boom, we got an outside bar, and I'm short. I actually shorted it up here. Yeah, I don't know the exact price. It's on my Twitter page, guys. And if you want to be a participant in my Twitter page, you got to ask me. So send me an email, give me your handle, and then I'll let you in on that. But yeah, we did short this one. We're already up a little over $2 on this trade, and hopefully we could get another buck or two. We'll cover half, and hopefully ride it back down to $50. I mean, from a 60 to 50, that's a hell of a trade for a couple days. If the markets start to dump, this one's coming right in. Again, though, it's a new issue, not a lot of technicals. Let's see if we could figure out something here. I think if that's the low, I think you're going to have an area right in here too if it starts coming in. But at this point, you have this high pivot as well, and that's a pretty good area where it retraced, boom, and we're coming right back in. The SPY needs to dump, and this will continue dumping. Again, all these IPOs, they went straight up and straight down. Look at GoPro, same crap. Everyone's left holding the bag in that one too. So weekly, not too much. There's just not a lot here. I mean, you could take, you stick a fib down in here. What's the low? 23.66. All right about there. Oh, let's take it from there. Let's go to 23.68 or so, or whatever. Close enough. So yeah, so 750 is right around 55.81, and then you got 50.17. If it starts hitting around the 50 round number, we'll cover the trade and we'll be done. But new issues, just got to give it a shot. Same thing here. It's not telling us much. But one thing it did tell us, went up, retraced to this little pivot here in the 20 moving average, popped up, started rolling, then boom, right into this breakdown bar. Because everyone who bought up here, they got stuck. Then it came right back in, and the people who got stuck was like, you know what, I'm getting out of here. Then you have the 618 and a little bit of resistance there. You got sellers coming in, and I believe this one could be on its way down. We're almost into the 618, so we'll see how it reacts tomorrow. If the market's gap down, this thing will definitely be going to $50 in the near future. All right, guys, that's GoPro, Apple, Bidu, and Twilio. Hopefully you enjoyed my videos. If you have any questions or comments, send me an email at stockbookie@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. God bless. See you on the charts.